Hi guys and girls, I'm Obsidian Ant and welcome back to Elite Dangerous. As many of you will no doubt be aware, thanks to the leaks from yesterday, Lavecon 2019 has easily brought around the biggest reveal of the year for Elite. Fleet carriers have now been confirmed to arrive at the end of the year in the December update. A short teaser trailer that you can see just here was just released at Lavecon 2019 and it highlights a fleet carrier emerging from a witchspace cloud. Fleet carriers, of course, have been highly anticipated, and many of us have been wondering just what was going on with them after their removal from the Chapter 4 update. So it's good news then to see that they are finally arriving in December. Frontier also detailed some of the content from the next minor update, which is scheduled to arrive in September. And this is the second minor update of the year, and as Frontier confirmed previously, will again mainly focus on new player content, along with a few other things. Now I will talk firstly about the new player content, and then secondly we'll move on to the other things in the September update, some of which some players are likely to feel is a little controversial. So the new player focused update will include a new training ground, and this is where players will be able to get to grips with the basics of the game. This also continues to bring a huge part of the training directly into the game world, which in my opinion is great and has long been much needed. Essentially, this is what Frontier are terming as the in-ship starter experience, and will cover the basic aspects of the game, including flight and combat. The combat experience will take place around a megaship, and ultimately the entire new player experience will guide players through a number of activities before finally docking them or getting them to dock at a space station. The training will also include voice acting, and if it's anything like the current tutorials, then this should be pretty good. The voice acting will also be available in multiple languages. The train section is accessible via the right hand panel of the ship, so all players, both new and old, will be able to access this. Now on to the other aspect of the September update. Frontier will be introducing a new virtual currency into Elite Dangerous, and this currency will be called ARCs and can be purchased with real world money. ARCs can be used to purchase in-game cosmetics and related items, and it's also worth pointing out right here that this is not the introduction of pay to win, as Frontier say it will not allow players to purchase any game-changing items, so it won't allow players to purchase ships, weapons, modules or anything else like that. Now ARCs interestingly can also be earned through playing the game, so this means that finally it will be possible to earn any and all of Elite's cosmetics simply by playing. Now Frontier didn't detail precisely how this would work, but they did say that basically you won't have to do new activities or new things specifically for ARCs, but instead will be able to earn them via regular gameplay. It does seem however that there will be a weekly limit to the amount of ARCs that can be earned within the game. Now ARCs will also come with a rework of the livery system, essentially bringing the entire cosmetic store directly into the game. Frontier state that the livery system would also be accessible from the game's main menu, and what this means is that players will be able to change any of their cosmetics regardless of their current location. Basically, if you're far out towards the edges of the galaxy, no matter where you are, you'll no longer need to dock in order to change a paint job or any other cosmetics. Now I've got to admit this is a pretty surprising move by Frontier, and I know a lot of people have certainly been asking for the ability to earn cosmetics in game. And that's good to see Frontier finally moving in that direction, but much of this will really depend on just how much ARCs can be earned in game in any reasonable amount of time, because clearly Frontier will want to balance this against the real world value of ARCs, and they undoubtedly will want to encourage players to purchase ARCs directly. Ultimately, so long as it remains firmly cosmetics only though, I really can't see too much of an issue with this, and at the end of the day, cosmetics earnable via gameplay can only be a good thing. So that then is the September update. I suspect there will be some other small aspects to this, some quality of life changes, but those we will likely see nearer the time. The December update, meanwhile, sounds like it's shaping up to be a good one. There's no details right now on precisely how fleet carriers are going to work, or what we will be able to do with them and what we won't be able to do with them. And I really do suspect that we probably won't hear any more about them until well after September and closer towards the December release. But what we do know is that they are very large indeed, capital ship large at the very least, and the teaser trailer also showed that the fleet carriers used the capital class jump drives in order to move around, and we can see a capital ship in action right here. Now, Frontier haven't spoken about fleet carriers for a very long time now, and their design or intended implementation may well have substantially changed since Frontier last discussed them. So do keep that in mind when we talk about the information that we previously know about them or knew about them. So that information come from the build-up to the Chapter 4 release just before the fleet carriers were actually removed from that update. So what was said? Well, it was previously mentioned by Frontier that fleet carriers would be able to jump as and when their owners choose. They also stated that the fleet carriers would not have to wait for a server reboot in order to move, so essentially the fleet carriers could move whenever they want, basically independent of whatever else is going on with the server. Frontier also said that players would collectively need to gather enough resources for a fleet carrier to jump. However, they didn't go into details on precisely what that would actually entail. So again, do keep in mind that these specific details are from the original Chapter 4 concept of fleet carriers, so chances are that things might have changed. In either event, fleet carriers are now confirmed, along with the fact that they use capital class jump drives. It's going to be interesting to hear more information on this. Looking forward to both the September update as well as the December updates. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys and girls next time.